long-awaited adaptation of Stephen King's classic novel is finally brought to life on the big screen. And Pennywise is pretty scary. Yep, I'm stooping to that level. Hey there guys, how are you? It's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of The Dark Tower. There's this kid named Jake Chambers who has this special ability where he can sort of see into this alternate dimension called Midworld. He has visions of two people, the Gunslinger and the Man in Black. Turns out his visions are real, and that the Man in Black is trying to destroy this pillar that holds the universe together. This pillar is called, well, you guessed it, the Dark Tower. Jay crosses over to Midworld and decides to convince Roland, the last surviving gunslinger, to pick up his quest of defending the Dark Tower. Because if the tower falls, then the universe is pretty much doomed. I have not read the source material, so I walked into this movie not really knowing what to expect. Mostly, I just wanted an entertaining fantasy movie that gave a peek into a world that was familiar to some but strange to others. All it really did was turn people off from seeing it and created a divide amongst fans of the books. It goes without saying that Idris, Elba, and McConaughey are good actors, so it's no surprise to say that they're the best parts about this movie. Elba plays Roland the Gunslinger, and McConaughey plays Walter the Man in Black. Walter sort of views their relationship the same way the Joker views his relationship with Batman. He wants to play this little game with Roland forever, and that killing him will take away a small part of who he is. That, and also Roland is immune to his magic, so he couldn't really kill him if he tried. There was that element of universe building, but it never really tried to shove it down your throats. Not like some movies. This movie had the exact same problem as The Mummy. Great potential, but sloppy execution. It had an interesting idea, but the people who handled it had no idea what to do. It felt as if they were trying too hard to maximize the movie's appeal without betraying the elements of the source material. Again, haven't read the books, but I'm going to come out on a limb here and say that this is an awful representation. This movie is littered with odd editing choices. Granted, it's not as bad as All Eyes on Me, but still, the way they cut it makes it feel as if there were scenes missing. Think back to Warcraft. You notice these jumps in time and think, wait a minute, shouldn't there be a scene in there somewhere? If the movie did cut out scenes for time, I don't know why. The movie's only an hour and 35 minutes, including opening logos and closing credits. So if we cut those out, that's only about 87 minutes of Dark Tower. That's not a movie, that's an extended episode of Game of Thrones. By the way, if you thought the movie looked good based on the trailer, well then, you've pretty much seen all the best parts. Not even kidding, go back and watch it. Or don't, because it reveals everything. We're talking Spider-Man Homecoming level of trailer spoilage. Considering how long this project was stuck in development hell, something at least passable should have came out of it. Instead, we get Heimdall battling his way through not one of the 9 realms, in hopes that Ragnarok won't look like a mess. McConaughey, on the other hand, should find a new agent before his merit as an Oscar winner fades away. The Dark Tower is a boring, sloppily edited movie with a poorly written script and performances that Elba and McConaughey could have done half asleep. Hopefully the upcoming TV series will give fans what they want, and hopefully attract more people to the Dark Tower fantasy book series. In the meantime, The Dark Tower can stand perfectly still on Netflix, since that will be the only time it will be worth watching.